He's not what Michael was as a player. He's not even what Kobe Bryant was as a player. So when you talk about trying to compare Michael's instinct, his ability to take over games, his ability to want to have that last shot.
And demoralize you.
Yes.
And scare the living hell out of you.
LeBron doesn't have that gene.
So, Scottie.
That's not in him.
Right.
Kobe has that gene.
Scottie Pippen has taken a lot of heat for the things he has said about Michael Jordan, but when it comes to LeBron James, one of his old takes keeps aging louder. Pippen did not say LeBron was a bad player. He did not say LeBron was not great. He said something much more specific. He said LeBron did not have the same clutch gene as Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. And years later, that one line still follows the GOAT debate because it goes straight at the one part of LeBron's legacy his fans never like talking about: how he looks when the game demands the last shot, the last possession, and the coldest decision. And that is why this became such a big deal. This was not some random analyst yelling for attention. This was Scottie Pippen, the same man who stood next to Michael Jordan during 6 championship runs, the same man who saw Jordan close games, break teams, and make defenders look scared before the ball even left his hands. So when Pippen says LeBron is not wired the same way, people listen. Not because Pippen is always easy to agree with, but because he has been close enough to the highest level of pressure to know what that pressure looks like.
I believe that what it took LeBron years to maturate to mentally and in your heart, Jordan came into the league with that. And that, to me, is what I have a problem with when people say something about LeBron. You might have matured to a point, but if Jordan came in the league with that mentality and that killer in him, and it took you a decade to develop it, to me, you out of the equation.
That line is what makes the whole argument hit. Pippen is not only comparing talent, he is comparing instinct. Some players learn how to handle big moments. Other players look like they were born waiting for them. That was Jordan. That was Kobe. They did not just want the ball late, they wanted the entire arena to know they wanted it. They wanted the defender to feel it. They wanted the other bench to know what was coming and still be unable to stop it. LeBron is different. His supporters call it smart basketball. They say he trusts teammates, makes the right read, and doesn't force bad shots just to look heroic. And sometimes that is true. LeBron has made plenty of huge plays by passing the ball, but that is also where the debate begins. Because when fans think about the most feared closers ever, they're not thinking about the perfect pass to the corner. They're thinking about the superstar taking the responsibility himself.
That I watched LeBron the other night, and the game was on the line. And he made little or no effort to go after the ball.
That is the exact thing Pippen was talking about. It's not about whether LeBron has had clutch moments. He has. Nobody can erase those. It's about the feeling. With Jordan, the late game feeling was simple. He was coming. Everybody knew it. With Kobe, even when the shot was hard, he was still taking it. With LeBron, the ending can feel different. Sometimes he takes over. Sometimes he makes the pass. Sometimes he waits for the play to come to him. And for Pippen, that difference matters, because greatness at the very top is not only about making the smart play, it's about wanting the wait. This is where people bring up the flu game, because that night explains Pippen's thinking better than any debate show ever could. Jordan was sick, tired, and clearly not himself, but the Bulls needed him, so he stayed in the fight. He did not hide from the moment. He did not try to survive it quietly. He turned it into one of the most famous games in NBA history. And the image at the end, with Pippen helping him off the floor, became bigger than basketball. It showed exactly what Pippen means when he talks about that killer instinct.
The steal by Jordan. Putting behind the back on Russell. He turned it around and fed it to Pippen. Tipped home by Jordan.
That is the kind of moment Pippen saw up close. He didn't read about Jordan's mentality later. He lived beside it. He practiced with it. He saw the anger, the pressure, the demands, and the way Jordan treated winning like breathing. That is why Pippen's criticism of LeBron carries weight, even if people don't like hearing it. He's not speaking as a fan. He's speaking as someone who knows what championship pressure feels like from inside the huddle. And Pippen's point didn't stop at the clutch gene. He also talked about the way championships were chased. When asked about LeBron's career path, Pippen dropped one of the simplest lines in the whole debate: "I didn't chase mine." He didn't need a long speech. He didn't need to name every team LeBron joined. That short line was enough because everyone knew what he meant. Pippen and Jordan built their rings in Chicago. LeBron's rings came through different stops, different stars, and different roster resets.
Michael, he was built different. Competitive, 24/7. Not too many people are built like that.
I agree.
Willing to compete at any level and at anything. So when you look at these players in today's era, being LeBron, there's really no comparison when you talk about the level of competitiveness.
That is not saying LeBron's championships do not count. They count. Miami counted, Cleveland counted, the Lakers counted. But the path matters in these debates. Jordan and Pippen stayed together, lost together, grew together, and then won together. They did not jump from plan to plan. They did not rebuild the whole story every few years. That is why old school fans see those Bulls rings differently. There was a pain behind them. There was a process. There was a team that had to be broken first before it became a dynasty. Pippen knows people will say he had Jordan, and of course he did, but that is also the point. He knows what real greatness looks like from the closest seat possible. He knows what it looks like when the best player on the floor is obsessed with ending you. So when he says LeBron is not Michael and not even Kobe in that specific player mentality, he is not talking about box scores. He is talking about competitive temperature.
When you talk about the level of competitiveness, Michael bunched up all of his competitiveness and sort of exposed it out to the world within 12 to 14 years.
The most important part is that Pippen separates longevity from hunger. LeBron has stretched greatness across more than 2 decades. That is unbelievable. No serious basketball fan should disrespect that. But Pippen looks at Jordan and sees something more compressed, more violent, more urgent. Jordan poured everything into a shorter window. Every season felt like war. Every slight became fuel. Every opponent became personal. That is why Pippen said Michael bunched up his competitiveness into 12 to 14 years, while LeBron spread his out across 20 plus.
When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20 plus years, it's not the same drive, it's not the same fight, it's not the same hunger.
That is the real split in the GOAT debate. LeBron fans value the long road. Jordan fans value the peak. LeBron's case is built on years, records, durability, and total production. Jordan's case is built on fear, domination, finals perfection, and the feeling that once he reached the top, nobody could take it from him. Pippen is basically saying those two things are not the same. One is longer, the other was sharper. And then there's the era argument. Pippen has always pushed back when people act like today's game is automatically tougher. Yes, players today shoot better. Yes, the spacing is different. Yes, the skill level across the league is deeper. But the 90s asked different questions. Can you take contact? Can you score with bodies in the paint? Can you drive knowing a hard foul is coming? Can you get up and do it again without complaining? That was the game Pippen played.
LeBron got lanes every night. When we played, there were no lanes. Wasn't nothing but hardwood floor. If you go to the basket, you're gonna hit the wood. There's no comparison.
That is why Pippen's comments still hit. He's not saying LeBron isn't great. He's saying the comparison is too simple when people only use numbers. You cannot just stack points, assists, rebounds, and years played, then say the debate is over. You have to talk about mentality. You have to talk about pressure. You have to talk about the way a player wins, not just how long he played. And that's where Pippen may have been right all along. LeBron has had an amazing career, maybe the longest prime the game has ever seen. But when the debate gets down to killer instinct, finals fear, and that cold last possession feeling, Pippen still sees Jordan and Kobe in a different category. He saw that mindset up close. He watched Jordan demand the ball when everyone else was tired. He watched him turn pain into offense. He watched him make opponents feel like the game was already over before the shot even dropped. That does not erase LeBron's greatness. It just explains why some players and fans still hesitate before putting him above Jordan. Because greatness is not only about lasting longer. Sometimes it's about how hard you burned when the moment was hottest. And in Scottie Pippen's eyes, that's where Michael Jordan still separates himself. So maybe Pippen was not just hating. Maybe he was not just trying to create controversy. Maybe he was saying what he had seen with his own eyes. LeBron can have the records, he can have the longevity, he can have one of the greatest careers ever. But when it comes to that ruthless, late game, no way out competitive gene, Scottie Pippen still believes Jordan had something different. And years later, that take still refuses to go away.